Assalamu alaikum. Today I would like to talk about a personality who is, in my opinion, very underrated or who's not as well known as he's supposed to be. His name is Uwais al-Qarni. Uwais al-Qarni was born in the town of Qarn in Yemen. When he was very young, his father died. And because of this, his mother was left alone with her son, and Uwais al-Qarni had to take care of his mother all by himself. Uwais al-Qarni also had a skin disease called leprosy. And when he supplicated to God, asking him to cure him of this disease, God cured him except for a small patch of skin, a small patch of disfigured skin on his right shoulder. And this small patch of skin always reminded him of the favor done by God to him. He continued to take care of his mother, and unfortunately, after some time, she went blind. So, one day, when Uwais al Qarni was walking around the house, it was very dark, and his mother had no problem seeing in the dark, but he had because he was not used to it. His mother, who was blind, had been walking in the dark for quite some time, and she knew the house completely without needing any light. So, once when some companions of the Prophet came to Yemen to propagate Islam, they started reciting some verses, and Uwais al Qarni heard the verses. He heard the verses from Surah An-Nur that goes like this: And him for who God has appointed no light, there will be no light. Uwais al-Qarni accepted Islam there and then. Even though he had a lot of love for the Prophet, he never met the Prophet because he lived in Yemen and he had to take care of his blind mother. Even though Prophet Muhammad never met this person, he mentioned this person to all of his companions once, saying it like this: Prophet Muhammad told his companions that there'll be a man who comes to you from Yemen, and he'll be from the tribe of Qaran, and he has leprosy, he had leprosy, and Prophet Muhammad went on to tell about his mother. He honors his mother and he takes care of her really well, and if he is to take an oath by the name of God, God will surely honor that oath, and if you meet him, seek forgiveness from him for you. Umar ibn Khattab never forgot this advice. So every year when the people from Yemen came for the pilgrimage, Hajj, he went on to all of the people and started asking them, Is Uwais al-Qarni among you? This continued for 10 years, and all the 10 years they were not. But on the 10th year, when he asked the people, Is Uwais al-Qarni among you? They pointed him out, and then he went up to the person and started asking him some questions to determine whether he is the same Uwais al-Qarni that the Prophet had talked about. Umar asked him, Are you Uwais al-Qarni? Which he replied to with yes. He asked him, Are you from the tribe of Qaran, and are you from the place Murad? Which Uwais al-Qarni replied to with yes. Do you have a mother that you take care of, honor and respect? He said yes. Then Umar asked, Did you once have leprosy and you were healed except for a coin-sized damaged skin on your right shoulder? Which he replied to with yes. Umar then explained to Uwais al-Qarni that the Prophet's one told his companions that there will come a man from Yemen, and he, if you see him, ask him to seek forgiveness for you from God. And Umar asked Uwais al-Qarni to seek forgiveness for him from God. Uwais al-Qarni pointed out that Umar is the leader of the Muslims, and he is one of the greatest Sahaba, and he should be the one asking forgiveness for Uwais. But Umar was not deterred by this, and he continued with the same request. Uwais al-Qarni then finally sought forgiveness for Umar from God, and after that Umar was very pleased, and he asked, Where are you going next? Uwais al-Qarni replied to him with, I'm going to Iraq, I'm going to Kufa. Umar asked him, Should I write a letter to the governor of Kufa to honor you? Uwais al-Qarni said, Please don't, I prefer to live among the simple people. I want to live as a simple man. So even as being a great scholar and a great Sufi with so much high of a rank that the leader of the Muslims, who was asking him for forgiveness, did not want to be honored. He wanted to live among a simple man. He also said, Please don't tell anyone else about this because I don't want them to disrupt my pilgrimage which he was on. he was on Hajj, as I said earlier. These stories can tell us about how a man with such a high rank can still be living among the simplest of men and hiding among, camouflaged among the people who are very simple and acting very humble.